This is Prelude number 7 from Songs of Hope 2015, and this is on 2006, Jose Ramirez, Spruce Top, 1A, 650mm scale length, 52mm nut width. (2019), I'm laying down this marker with respect to the right-hand technique discovery that I've made, in the event that any other guitarist may choose to come forward and publish my findings prior to my own book being published. Working on that now. Could be a matter of months or a year or more before my book is available. So I wanted to lay this marker down because I have been publicly disclosing the tenets of my discovery, and I've been advised that I ought to make note of all this so that my own discovery may be published by myself prior to others following suit. I have not invented anything. This is nothing new. All great virtuosos have been playing this way from the beginning. It's just that until now, no one has completely and correctly reverse engineered the proper use of the I, M, and A fingers for both free stroke and rest stroke, all techniques, all scenarios, no exceptions. This is due to the clear neurological illusion which I've identified, which exists within the perspective of the very natural virtuoso. I'm about to explain all of this in the coming clip. Here now is my complete, original, classical guitar right-hand technique discovery of September 9th, 2017 at 10:45 a.m. Central Time, US, with an additional transformative discovery, an additional axiom just having been discovered today, February 13th, 2019 at 11:42 a.m. Central Time, US, just now. The tip joint is not only the sole activator of all plucks, together with simultaneous relaxation of the middle and large main knuckle joints, but in fact, contractive work at the tip joint, and only at the tip joint, together with simultaneous relaxation of the middle and large main knuckle joints, is the only work that is required, and in fact the only work that is correctly applied in order to bring each finger to its string. Never activate the large main knuckle joint or the middle joint at any time, for any reason. Once we are on the string, once the finger is on the string, and the player has determined that the time has come to pluck the string, then we must apply this extraordinarily narrow, or tight, or immediate tip joint only contractive trajectory together with simultaneous relaxation at middle and large main knuckle joints. This may be difficult to believe on the outset, but you will see if you apply only active work to the tip joint, keeping the two large joints relaxed, the fingers brought to the string in the most natural way possible, using this action. And then, of course, the pluck itself is only caused by the tip joint's contracted trajectory, just as I'm about to describe. Once we are on the string, and once the player has determined that the time has come to execute the pluck itself, we activate only the tip joint with an extraordinarily narrow, or tight, or immediate tip joint only activation, simultaneously relaxing the middle and large main knuckle joints. The tip joint's contracted trajectory is so extraordinarily narrow, or tight, or immediate, that it's as if there's a piece of sticky dust that is stuck upon the underside of the plucking finger's nail. And we are attempting to fling this imaginary piece of sticky dust straight up from under the nail toward the large main knuckle joint's underside where it will stick, simultaneously relaxing the middle and main joints in order to accomplish this. Therefore, we get this. All movement at the middle joint, contractive movement at the middle joint, is purely passive, always. There's a fair amount of main knuckle joint passive extension, again, purely passive. And the main knuckle joint, contrary to most teaching, extends. Therefore, the largest segment of the plucking finger moves away from the palm during the pluck itself. Again, rest stroke and free stroke are the same. The only thing that changes with rest stroke is the orientation of the hand such that the follow-through of the rest stroke is artificially terminated at the adjacent string. There's a clear symbiotic relationship that I've discovered which exists between the lightness of the presentation of the finger to its string and the subsequent tightness or narrowness or immediacy of the plucking finger's tip joint's contractive trajectory during that joint's sole activation. Now, the laws of physics and geometry dictate that in spite of the fact that we are attempting to direct the string straight toward the plucking finger's own main knuckle joint, what actually happens is the string becomes the subject of an opposing force, not an engaging force. The string interfaces with the fingertip or fingernail such that it actually becomes the subject of an opposing force and is thus directed into the top of the instrument. Now, this is only true if we activate only the tip joint and only in the fashion that I describe. I've also uncovered a clear neurological illusion which exists within the perspective of the very natural virtuoso. This neurological illusion causes these natural virtuosos to believe that they are activating the two larger joints during the pluck itself. They are not. All virtuosos, without exception, are activating only their tip joint to activate both the free stroke and rest stroke, all techniques, all scenarios. No exceptions. Now, one critical element involves the eye finger. The eye finger is in fact the epicenter and the cornerstone of the entire right hand system. It's also the greatest potential cog in the works due to its location, adjacent to P. We must avoid the temptation to activate the eye finger's tip joint too late. We must activate from feather-like presentation. Again, there's a symbiotic relationship which exists between the feather-like presentation, the lightness of the presentation of the finger to its string, and the subsequent tightness or narrowness or immediacy of the plucking finger's tip joint's contracted trajectory during that joint's sole activation. Most difficult to do with the eye finger. We also must cultivate this sensation of the eye finger's largest segment kicking away from the palm during the pluck itself. It's too late. If it kicks away after the pluck, it's during the pluck itself. The pluck causes that kick out away from the palm of the largest segment. The same is true of M&A, of course, but the eye finger is by far the most difficult finger to do this with due to the fact that it's located adjacent to P. In addition to implementing what I'm about to describe, we must ensure that the eye finger's tip segment is relaxed out away from the palm as far as it's possible for it to be so relaxed away from the palm at all times when the eye finger is not in use. This is imperative. I have found the proverbial silver bullet. I was right all along about this earliness parameter with respect to the finger that follows P or is used simultaneously with P, whichever the case may be. We must activate the tip joint of the finger that follows P or is used simultaneously with P at the same moment that P's stroke is executed. This is all to prevent either of the two larger joints from taking over the tip joint's solitary role of both bringing the finger to its string and, of course, plucking its string. I'm about to explain and describe in detail all of the parameters of my original discovery for the classical guitar right-hand technique, both rest stroke and free stroke, in the coming clip. The bottom line is, only the tip joint is activated. The two larger joints are allowed to remain static or relaxed at all times, for rest stroke and for free stroke. This goes for both bringing the finger to its string and plucking its string. I have now learned that the timing is critical with respect to the finger that follows P or is used simultaneously with P.